Pubic symphysis dysfunction is when we have pain towards the front side of the pelvis, usually with like single leg or pivoting type movements. This can be pretty debilitating, so it can make it really hard to walk, to do single leg movements, to like shift around in bed. So let's discuss some strategies to help resolve this pain. So the first thing that we can look at is going to be the myofascial sling, so the supporting structures that come across this pubic joint. So during pregnancy, there's a lot of extra movement that happens within the pelvis thanks to the hormone relaxin. However, relaxin doesn't necessarily equal pelvic pain, but if the surrounding musculature is not strong enough to handle that extra movement, it can cause pain. So the anterior oblique sling is the myofascial sling that helps to support this joint. It's going to go from that oblique, crosses the pubic symphysis to the opposite adductor or inner thigh. So co-contraction or activation of this sling helps to have forced closure on that pubic symphysis joint, helps to stabilize it with all this extra movement. So any movement where essentially the opposite shoulder and knee are coming together is going to be anterior oblique sling type movements. So some of our favorite anterior oblique sling exercises involve different versions of the Pallof press. So this is a crossover symmetry, but you can use any band that's attached laterally to you or to your side. So the first thing that we can do is we can have just the Pallof press. So we can bring the band midline, and I'm going to be resisting a rotation towards the point of attachment. I'm going to exhale to point these arms straight out, trying to keep it midline. I'm resisting that rotation. The further the hands are from the chest, the more challenging it's going to be to resist that rotation. Another thing that I can add is I can take a yoga block and I can place it between my thighs to have a little bit more adductor emphasis. So I have my band here. I'm squeezing this yoga block. Exhale, press out. Inhale, come back in. Exhale, inhale, back in. Now, if I want to make this movement more challenging or this was too easy for me, I can then stagger the stance. So I can stagger my stance. This is going to make it a little bit more challenging for me balance-wise. I'm here. I'm going to exhale, push out. Inhale, come back in. Now this leg here is going to emphasize a little bit more in that adduction. Another thing that we can do is we can add some rotations to this as well to have a little bit more of that shortening of the obliques. So first I can face that squat rack. I'm going to exhale to rotate away. Inhale, come back. Exhale, rotate away. Inhale, come back. As I rotate away, I can bend a little bit more in this knee. Maybe I come a little bit more into like a lunge. Inhale, come back in. So we can use different Pallof press variations. Anything where it's those obliques, sometimes that chest to that opposite adductor is going to help strengthen across that pubic symphysis joint.